What's up, kids? So, work has been reasonably difficult. But today I had an early day, so, yeah, I'm chilling. And I work in construction, so I wore jeans to work today, which is, fucking chill. But yeah, work has been difficult. And it's akin to casually trying to take a sip from a fire hydrant. It's just a wealth of information. It's just so much information coming at you all at once. And it's very hard. It's overwhelming to try to capture it all and retain it. And I'm a person who is, I don't know, my confidence is deeply intertwined with my ability to know things, to learn things, to retain things. And when you're in a situation where you have all this information coming at you at once, it's difficult for me to keep my confidence from being diminished by my lack of understanding. So yeah, that's the problem with the job. But overall, it's alright. I try not to stress out too much about it, but I am stressed. This morning, I woke up at 7 to go to the gym. I realize that is a reasonable time for an adult of my age to be conscious, but Finn is not a regular adult. Finn is Finn, and Finn does not get up before 10. Yeah, I made that rhyme on purpose to help you remember. You're welcome. So I woke up early this morning to go to the gym, and I have to admit it was one of the most invigorating experiences of my entire life. I just felt fantastic the entire day. It was marvelous. This video is going to be quick. It's just my thoughts on a topic, I guess. I was prompted to think about this by someone else, and so I wanted to talk about it because I think it's a little interesting. So let me set it up for you guys. I walk into work the other day, and my supervisor he's staring me down, and I'm like, what the fuck do you want? So my coworker comes over to me and he's like, so here's the deal. If you're stranded on a desert island, and I'm like, nigga, please. I already know it's like a top 5, top 10 favorites question. I already know what's gonna happen. I don't know. I'm a person that I just hate those kind of questions. They piss me the fuck off. I just don't like being put on the spot, and I was ready. I knew. I'm like super perceptive to when they're about to happen, and so here we go. If you're stranded on a desert island by yourself, what 5 albums would you bring with you to listen to? And I'm like, shit, man. I don't know. It actually took me a good amount of time to come up with these albums. But the first one was easy, of course. Because System of a Down is my favorite band. I love System of a Down. They're great. And so my first album was System of a Down, Toxicity. I really like the album. Toxicity is a really good song. Aerials is probably my favorite song ever. What else? Needles, Prison Song, Forest. It's just a solid album, so that's the first one. That was like no-brainer, didn't even have to think about it. Let's go. All the other albums, subsequent albums, they were a lot more difficult for me to come up with because I have, my top favorite thing, and then I have a whole bunch of second placers, and it's really difficult to try to put a whole bunch of items that are in like the same stratosphere, like which one is more second place than this next one. So you all know I'm a big old nasty fucking hoe for K-pop, so I had to throw some K-pop on that list, of course. And the album that I chose was Monsta X Clan Part 2.5. Yeah, there's a lot of .5s in their discography. It's fucking confusing, but Clan 2.5 is the one that I chose because that is the album with Beautiful on it. And Beautiful is probably my favorite K-pop song. I'm enamored with that song. It's great. And I'm one of those people that is of the opinion that Monsta X should have gotten a win for Beautiful. They were fucking robbed. It was unfair. It was wrong. And if we're being honest, if we're being completely honest, they should have got a win for Hero as well. But, you know, it'd be like that sometimes. Then, on my list is Michael Jackson, Dangerous. And I already know. I hear you guys. Dangerous is not his best work. I know. Dangerous is not the favorite of a lot of people. I know. I know. But it is my favorite. I just really like Dangerous. Remember the Time, Jam, Keep It in the Closet. Like, I just remember when I was a little kid listening to that album, like, on repeat while I was trying to go to sleep. So, I don't know, it's just good shit to me. So that's album number 3. Album number 4, Outkast, Stankonia. Again, like Michael Jackson, it's not their best album. I realize. I know. But it's my favorite of their albums. It was my introduction to Outkast. And it was actually my first ever album. It was like my first CD that I ever got. And I got it for, I think, my 10th or 11th birthday. I can't remember what year. But my friend got it for me, and it was the radio version. So everything was bleeped out because my mom is really into censoring the experiences of my childhood. And there was a lot of shows that I couldn't watch because they were too stupid. But yeah. Outkast, Stankonia. Good shit. Then, for my 5th one, it got real hard. Like, to the point where, like, we just got sidetracked by some other shit, and I actually never said a 5th one. And so, I'm trying to think of one now to put on the list. I'm putting myself on the spot, doing this shit I hate, for y'all, because I love y'all. A 5th album. I don't know, man. One of my coworkers actually said Marilyn Manson as one of his albums, and it was just interesting to me because everyone that I work with is a good deal older than me, and I don't know, it was surprising. He was like, Marilyn Manson, and I was like, shit, alright, I see you, I see you. What album? He never picked an album, but I wanted to know. I really wanted to know. I mean, Marilyn Manson's pretty good. Maybe a 9 Inch Nails album, MSI. Frankenstein Girls one. I like the Frankenstein Girls one. Jim Croce? Maybe another K-pop? I don't know. Maybe a soundtrack? I really like the soundtrack from Nightmare Before Christmas, like any self-respecting goth kid would. I don't know. Maybe you pick it for me. Yeah. Y'all, come up with an album. Come up with my 5th album to take to this island where I'll die alone. Invariably. I mean, that's preferred. That's how I'd like to live. But, what do you guys think? What do you think I should add to the list? I have a pretty eclectic palette as far as musical taste goes. I like metal a whole lot. Black, death, experimental, industrial, trip hop, hip hop, especially from the 90s and early 2000s, rap, what else? Ambient. Yeah, you could get me with some cool ambient shit. Alternative, you know, the catch-all for like just miscellaneous adult music. Yeah, I have a pretty wide, pretty expansive repertoire as far as genres that I'm into. I also like K-pop, of course, but all Asian pop, really. You can throw some Q-pop in there if you got some. I really like 91. V-pop. Mando pop. Whichever, you know, go for it. Just give me some suggestions. And it doesn't even need to be something that will be my 5th album. Just give me some suggestions for things I should listen to, because I feel like I need to broaden my horizons. I mean, like, you know, everybody has that phase, you know, the phase where you're like, I'm not gonna listen to my parents' music anymore. That's fucking played out. That's fucking whack. I'm gonna find my own path. And I feel like it's like middle school where that shit kind of happens, where, well, a lot of shit happens. It's awful. But I feel like in middle school you start to forge your own being, your own experience as a person. And of course, I was no different. In middle school, I was introduced to metal and got really into it, and you know, it went from there. It's always interesting because like when you have that phase where, you know, some kids get really into rap, some kids get into rock. It's just something, it needs to be different from what you grew up with, right? And so for the loner kids, for the fucking weird kids, you either get into like the goth subculture or you get into the emo subculture. And of course you also have like theater kids. The theater kids are over there being fucking weird. I was a theater kid, so yeah. But also I went towards, you know, the more goth side of things rather than emo. And I was really into metal, more so than like goth music. I just like my music to be aggressive as shit. Like I just like to feel attacked by my music, to be quite honest. And that's because I, on the inside, am just an aggressive individual. I'm just so fucking full of anger. It's incredible. I can't control it. I don't know. There's a difference. There's a distinct difference in the message, in the souls that music speaks to between metal and emo music. Because metal is, I mean, it's definitely aggressive. Emo music is more of an internal experience. It's more of a inward experience where that aggression is being turned in on yourself. And it's like, I don't fit in with the world, so there's something wrong with me and I'm upset about it. When, like, for me, I've always felt like I don't really fit, but nigga, it's not my fault. It's the world's fault. Come on. I just never really got into that type of message, the type of feeling from music. I just never, as far as like emo music goes, I just never got into it. And I don't care who the fuck you are, like at all. If you are a living and breathing individual, you will judge a motherfucker on their musical taste. It's just a reality. It's a universal truth. And like people judge people based on like the foods they eat because, you know, pineapple and pizza is a fucking sin. But it's a little different for musical taste. Like across the board, everybody just is very opinionated about music and gets very snobby when it comes to different types of music, different types of artists within a genre, stuff like that. And you know, I'm no different. I'm a judgmental piece of shit. And while I'm not into emo music, and I don't listen to it, and I low-key hate it, I won't shit on you overtly for the music that you like. Because it just seems like a shitty thing to do. To like, why be that way when someone's just enjoying something? But in the back of my head, I am taking massive atomic deuces on your tiny, tiny head. Like, I'm just dropping them, dropping loads. Because I am a judgmental prick. And I will stand by that. So like, Linkin Park, MCR, Good Charlotte, all those guys, like, I hate. And so if you decide to suggest to me a emo group, album, song, just know that I'm probably not gonna like it. So please don't be offended. I gave you fair warning. I did. I tried. So yeah, suggest to me some music I should listen to broaden my horizon, so to speak. And suggest to me a 5th album to put on my list. I mean, I know you guys don't know like exact what bands that I like, but the type of music, you know. So maybe, I don't know, you'll hit me onto some new shit. I'm into it. I think I'll end it here, because I said this was going to be a short video, and it definitely has not been one. I'm going to, I don't know, make dinner. I'm gonna study. Fucking go to this wedding. I hate weddings, but I'm, you know, been enlisted to do that. And, it's back to the motherfucking grind. But, yeah. I will talk to you beautiful people later.